Hello, everyone. This is Independent Conservative. Thank you all for joining me again. I want to extend my conversation with the Austin Metcalf situation and the Anthony Karmelo situation. And I'm kind of at a loss of words at the feelings on both sides. On the side of Anthony Karmelo, who's a young boy, he's about to go away to prison for a long time. I can understand the parents concerned that they're about to lose their boy. Although there's some parts of me that's slightly angry with them, and frustrated with them playing on this racial thing and the money issues and all that. It's just crazy. I might say something about that later on, but then I might not. I don't know. What I want to do here in this video, I want to play part of a clip where Austin Metcalf's father was being interviewed, and his hurt. Now, I'm pretty sure some of you guys have heard the one particular video of Austin Metcalf's father, who was Austin Metcalf being the young man that was stabbed to death. I'm pretty sure some of you guys have already heard the video of Austin Metcalf's father and him basically pouring out his heart from the hurt he was feeling about the way Karmelo's parents had been reacting to this whole case in terms of the way it turned out and so forth. And it really bothered him. And I can understand why it bothered him. I could understand his anger. I could at least sympathize with his anger and his frustration. And he really let it out in that video. He really let it out. And honestly, I don't blame him. I don't blame him. The man's hurt. But anyway, I'm going to let you guys listen in on this part of this interview as he's being interviewed. And then we're going to get into our discussion here. So let's go right ahead.
He now begins paying the price for his conviction. Austin Metcalf's father tonight is talking only with our J.D. Miles about the price that his family is paying.
Because the lie is temporary, but the truth lasts forever.
Jeff Metcalf finally had a chance to read the words he's been writing in a notebook to address his son's killer.
You said people think that grief is sadness, but it's not. It's rage.
Oh.
Pure, unfiltered rage. You failed yourself. You failed your parents. You failed society. You don't belong in this community.
That's correct.
Metcalf's victim impact statement came at the end of Karmelo Anthony's murder trial. For months, the father of Austin Metcalf has been silenced by a gag order imposed by the judge. Now he's free to speak publicly and says he's also free.
Now, here's the part that's really frustrating to me. And I can only imagine how Austin Metcalf's father was feeling at the time. For the judge to put a gag order on him. Now, one may think, well, he did that because he didn't. The judge didn't want any of his influence in the courtroom. The problem with that is that Austin Metcalf's father offered prayer to the family, from what I can remember. His attitude wasn't a negative attitude. I don't think he was coming to try to cause problems in the courtroom or the trial. But he wanted to offer prayer. And that I'm trying to be, right about this. I'm trying to be professional about this, but the lawyer, I guess he was a lawyer for Karmelo. I don't know what I don't know what he was, what he called himself was, but he certainly wasn't a lawyer in my opinion. But anyway, I digress. It was just heartbreaking. Here was a man that was trying to be a good Christian, and it seemed that he's been pushed over the edge now, showing his humanity, because it's like, God, I did the right thing. I was doing the right thing. I attempted to do the right thing, and this is what I get. This is what I get. I'm still ridiculed and scorned. My son is gone. But I ain't going to get into all that because I'm not going to. The point is that for them to put the judge to put a gag order on him, I think is deplorable. It's absolutely deplorable. But let's go on. Unbelievable, man.
Free of something else.
When I woke up this morning, it was a very different feeling. When I woke up, I felt like 1,000,000 pounds had been lifted off my shoulders. Because I used to wake up every morning with this anxiety, with this feeling of dread. And this morning was the first day I woke up with a feeling of peace, comfort, tranquility that I haven't experienced in 14 months. And I felt Austin.
Metcalf was in court every day of Anthony's trial. The 19-year-old, now convicted murderer, not only took his son Austin's life, he did it right in front of Austin's twin brother, Hunter.
What killed me was the body cam footage when I could hear Hunter screaming, oh God, my brother, my twin. You know, as a parent, you always want to protect your kids. And to hear my son and the fear in his voice, and I'm not there to fix it.
What was it like sitting in that courtroom with Karmelo Anthony for 5 or 6 days?
Challenging is the first word that comes to my mind. And I'll even say this. I had a little bit of sorrow because I'm human. And that poor boy is fixing to experience a life that I would not wish upon anyone.
Metcalf says even today he's received death threats and has previously endured doxing of his personal information and multiple swatting calls to his house from people who he says have tried to villainize Austin and the family.
See what I'm saying? Here is a man that have lost his son. His son is dead. And these scumbags are making death threats to the man? Why? Why are you making death threats to the man? Why? What did he do? The hell's wrong with you? What did this man do for anybody to make death threats to him? I'll tell you why. Because it's been made a racial issue. It involves black and white. And black people have been a damn fool throughout this whole freaking case. I'm sick and tired of it. It makes me not want to say anything to any more black people except my family and people close to me. And even them sometimes I don't want to say nothing. Because if they act the same way, get the hell away from me. I'm sorry for my language. Because I'm sick of it. The heck you gonna make death threats to this man for? That's something that could drive somebody in the grave. Make somebody want to clip their own life. My freaking son's dead. He was stabbed to death. Regardless of what you think the reasonings was, he stabbed to death. He's dead. And what you making death threats? Why? Why? I'm pretty sure Metcalf's father didn't make death threats to anybody else. This is disgusting. And I'm sick and tired of black people and white people suffering from white guilt, supporting stupidity, supporting murderers, supporting stupidity and ignorance. I'm sick of it. There has to be a black cloud of death over black folks who act this way, because there's no way on God's green earth that you can support continuously ignorance, murder, and stupidity and not see that something's wrong with that picture. Someone had to have cast a spell on black people. I mean, literally. I'm not talking about figuratively. I mean, some occultists and some Satanists or whatever had to have did a ritual and cast a spell, a demonic spell on a specific group of black folk. Because there's no way any of this makes sense. None, other than the fact that y'all are demon possessed and ain't got no good sense. And you just pure evil. The heck you gonna make death threats to this man for? I'm sorry, people. I'm sorry. I'm sorry it went off. But it just don't make sense. And we want to be compassionate and nice and kind to people who are pure evil. Now, I don't wish hell. And the father just said here that this boy, Karmelo, is going to go and he's going to suffer. He's going to end up in prison. And he said he wouldn't wish that on anybody. Now, that's compassion. That's compassion. He lost his son. His son dead. But he's saying, I wouldn't wish a young man going to because that's what he's talking about. Karmelo going to prison. I wouldn't wish that on anybody. Really? That's compassion. And yet you got these idiots and scums making death threats to him. In addition to the man grieving over the loss of his son. In addition to the fact that the young brother that's alive may have been traumatized by this. Probably seeing images of his brother in his sleep, probably waking up in the middle of the night from nightmares. I know all too well about that kind of trauma. Not me personally, but my younger sister. When bad things happened to her and she witnessed death, when she witnessed death, it traumatized her to the point when she went to the Marines and she was standing at the fire range, she saw the man that ended up getting shot in her sight standing there at the fire range. She was standing right up there. It traumatized her, and she didn't even know that it traumatized her. She ended up having to leave. Honorable discharge. I know what that can do. And yet you have these scumbags making death threats. Tell me how that's justified. Tell me. You can't. Nobody with any humanity in them can justify that, unless they're demon possessed or they don't have any humanity anymore. And whatever happens to people like that is whatever happens. I won't wish it on them, but I certainly wouldn't pray it don't happen. I'm not praying the mercy of God on people that talk like to do that, to make death threats to this man. I ain't praying God be merciful to them. No. I'll leave them in the hands of God. I'm not going to pray for God not to be merciful. No, I ain't praying God be merciful. No. Whatever God want to do with them, do. I'd rather do that rather than pray the worst. Because I could be like David and say, Lord, destroy my enemies. Because that's what King David did. Say, Lord, destroy my enemies. I could be like that and I'd be justified in asking God to do it. But now I don't want to be like that. Let's go on.
I would hope they take a look in the mirror.
Yeah.
And if you have children, and if it was your child who was murdered, would you like people dragging his name through the mud, making memes, making jokes, and just really vile comments?
Where do you and the Metcalf family go from here?
Well, I mean, this is day one of a long healing process. Because honestly, it's been impossible to start healing until this trial was complete.
The trial may be over, but the racial polarization among Americans on display outside the Collin County Courthouse continues.
Look at the effect, not just the effect here between the Metcalf family and the Anthony family. Look what it did, one, to those kids they have to live with. Two, it took on this huge, wider, let's have a race war throughout the nation.
Metcalf insists that his son had no racist motives when he approached Anthony about leaving a track team tent.
That's all I'm going to speak right there because we already been on there. Because once again, everyone, I apologize for going off like that. I tried to be, but it just hurts me. It hurts me because, in part, because everything is being made a racial issue. And if we would stop doing that, things wouldn't be as bad. Like I said in the previous video, if this had been the reverse, we wouldn't be. If it had been the reverse, it'd have been a whole nother story. It'd have been a whole nother story. But I wanted to, that really wasn't the video that I wanted. I wanted to let you guys listen in on the other video where he's not being interviewed. Well, Austin Metcalf's father's not being interviewed. He's just basically ranting. He's pouring out his heart. And that's the one I was trying to find. But even with that video and him being interviewed by that reporter, it's still, you can still feel the pain. He's just being professional as he's being interviewed. And he made a valid point about it's not just our family that's affected and the family of the young boy, Karmelo, that's affected by this. They're going to lose their son to prison for a long time. But the way it has been racially polarized, and they show pictures of black folks and white folks at each other's face, and this one black woman, hooping and hollering. The police literally had to pull her away. And this fool is not even associated with the family. Neither one of the families, but she's out here raging and acting a fool. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about, man. It just infuriates me. It infuriates me. It makes me sick to my stomach. It really does. It makes me sick to my stomach. But I'm the one get called all kinds of names. And sometimes some of the comments that I look at, I wonder if some comments are AI or something. The AI is latching on to what I'm saying, because some comments are just some of the dumbest comments I've ever read on my stream. The few I get. Like, you still don't get what I'm trying to say. You're that evil-minded. You're that dark. You're that hateful that you got to, it don't make no sense to me. And somebody say, why you do the videos that you do, Ms. Bo? Because I can. I like to do what I do. That's why. I got time to do it. And I've been doing it for 4 years. Why stop? I have no reason to stop. If 2 or 3 people watch my videos, that's good. Okay? That's why I do it. I do it because I like to do it, and I do it because I think it needs to be done. I think people need to hear what I have to say, just like people need to hear what Anthony Brown Logan have to say, Jericho Green have to say, all the rest. I'm just a little guy. I'm nowhere near their popularity. But I do have something to say. Like everybody has something to say. Okay? But at the end of the day, it's just insane. It's insane that we have come to this point. You literally want to push a race war over this. Oh, and I blame Black Lives Matter. And I blame the Marxists too. I blame them. But at the end of the day, because they keep it stirred up, they keep us divided. But at the end of the day, it's the responsibility of both whites and black people not to feed into that stupidity. Both groups shouldn't feed into it. But I mainly focus on the black people. It's because it's the black people that these groups, these Marxists and these race grifters are focusing on. That's the group that they're focusing on, because they know we emotional. We giddy. And they love that. They love that. It's the responsibility of both groups, but particularly black people, to say, wait a minute, let's stop this. We may have disagreements in cultures and so forth, but at the end of the day, we are all living in America together. Can't we all just get along? Can't we stop fighting over things that are not worth fighting over? Someone loses their life. This is a human being that have lost their life on either side. Can't we all just get together and show some love and oh no, I know we can't do it. We too ignorant to do that. We can't do now. The human race in America is just so far gone that it's impossible for us to do that. No, it's not impossible. It's possible. It's just that people don't want to do it. They'd rather go with what they feel rather than what they know to be true, rather than what they know to be right. They'd rather be with their homies and their friends because they don't want to be alone. Well, I don't care. I'll be alone. I got a whole bunch of stuff to keep me company. I don't need the friendship of ignorant people. I don't. You're not my friend. You're not my friend if you're going to be like that. And sooner or later, the truth going to win. It's going to win. Alive or dead, people going to see the truth. It's going to win one way or another. But I want you guys to listen in on it because my heart goes out to Austin Metcalf's father and his family for this. Once again, I apologize, you guys. Please forgive me for going off like that. It just hurt me for the man to be getting death threats like this after he just. I'm sorry. It's unfortunate on both sides. Like I said, the family, of Karmelo, even though I believe he did murder the boy, and I don't think it was self-defense. I don't think it was I don't think he should have did what he did. Like I said in my previous video, he may have been trying to defend himself in his own mind, but I don't think it was justified for him to kill him. Put it to you like that. But my heart go out on both sides of those. I mean, if I was a father and my son took someone's life, white or black, I would be trying my best to try to keep him from going to prison. I'm pretty sure I would. But I do believe also that I would be being the man that I am. But I'll say, my son, look, son, you have to take responsibility for your own actions too. If you were not completely innocent in this, you got to take responsibility for your own actions as well, because that's the kind of man I am. And the father of Karmelo, I don't feel he's been the man he should be. Because your son is alive, and rather you sit and talking to him saying, okay, son, I don't want you to go to prison. I don't. And I'm going to try to do the best I can to keep you from going. But I want you to face your responsibilities. I want you to see. But see, he's not going to see that because he got these outside sources, I believe, influencing his mind and making him feel like he's the victim. Play the victim, play the victim, play the victim. Let me say this, and I'm going to start summing it up. It's easy for groups of people to play the victim. White, black, doesn't matter. To play the victim. You want to know why? Whether you are a person that claims that you was RAPE'd, okay, or abused or whatever, and you play the victim, it's easy to do that. You want to know why? Because you make tons of money. All the sympathizers and all the people that feel so bad for you, they come out and they can start creating GoFundMe things, and people just start sending bunches of money to you. Maybe I should start doing that. Maybe I should act like a victim. Maybe I should create an entirely new YouTube channel called The Victim Channel, where I just play the victim. I'm a black man and I'm oppressed and nobody loves me and I'm alone and this, that, and the other. Woo! I'm struggling with my finances. I can't pay my rent. They this, that, and the other. The job is just all negative and this, that, and that. And I just said, man, I guarantee you I'll probably get, and I said, raise it. And I started saying I want to clip it. I wonder how many people would want to raise money. It's easy that way. It's much easier to be the victim rather than be someone that got common sense. It's easy to play the victim rather than accept personal responsibility for oneself. It's so easy to play the victim. And that's what a lot of people are doing today, black and white, playing the victim and getting tons of money for it. It's sick and disgusting, and Judgment Day is coming. Judgment Day is coming, man. And I don't mean the end time, merely the end times. I'm talking about Judgment Day for that individual. Because what you sow, you're going to reap. Eventually, it's going to come back on that person, one way or the other. But that's what I had to say about that. It was very emotional for me. I tried to restrain myself. It was very emotional, but my heart goes out once again to both of these families, but particularly the one that lost his son. And so have a nice day.